Welcome back to the Malaysia Money Matters Show. It's the 20th of August, 2025. Today, we're doing a deep dive into the latest economic, corporate, and political news affecting Malaysia and the global landscape. Our mission is to unpack the most important insights from today's headlines, giving you a shortcut to being well-informed.
Yeah, there's certainly a lot moving today. Lots of shifts, both locally and internationally. Let's get into it.
Okay, starting with Malaysian companies, we got official word on that Sunway Construction MACC probe. It's confirmed to be limited only to the personal conduct of one employee.
Right, and that's crucial. No corporate liability for Sunway Construction itself.
So stakeholders can breathe a bit easier.
Definitely. It really limits the potential damage. Calms the market nerves significantly. Good news for them.
Okay, next up, a huge investment announcement. U.S.-based stack infrastructure.
Yes, the RM7 billion data center campus down in Johor.
Exactly. That's massive. We're talking job creation, boosting the digital economy.
And it aligns with net zero carbon goals, too, which is interesting. They're positioning Johor as a green data hub.
A sign of things to come, perhaps.
Could be. It's a strong vote of confidence in Malaysia's digital infrastructure plans, that's for sure.
All right, let's switch over to AEON Credit. They seem to be tightening loan approvals.
Yeah, particularly for younger borrowers and those with lower incomes, they're being more cautious.
But they're still expecting better earnings in the second half. How does that work?
Well, it seems tied to a new joint venture with AEON Co. They're centralizing membership data.
So cross-selling opportunities,
Right.
deeper customer insights.
Precisely. Managing risk on one side while unlocking synergy and more targeted growth on the other. It's a strategic play.
Now this one's quite something. Teo Sang Capital. Their Q2 net profit jumped nearly 60%.
And the reason?
Primarily government subsidies for eggs, a huge RM41.03 million chunk.
Wow. That really throws the impact of direct policy intervention into sharp relief, doesn't it?
It certainly shows the cost of keeping those egg prices stable.
It does. It shows how much the government is footing the bill, essentially, and raises questions about, well, long-term market dynamics versus subsidies.
Moving on. SciPark Resources has secured RM1.3 billion in Islamic financing.
From MBSB Bank, right? For refinancing renewable energy assets.
Yes, solar and waste-to-energy projects.
That's significant. It shows there's real money and confidence flowing into large-scale green projects here, especially through Islamic finance channels. Good for the energy transition.
And one more on the corporate front, K&M Group, they're in PN17, financially distressed status.
Right, and they've got a plan to get out.
Their proposal involves selling off their crown jewel, Deutsche K&M, for about RM1.3 billion.
That's a major restructuring move, basically shedding a key international asset to clear debt and refocus, likely on their Malaysian operations. It's a bold attempt to reset their financial health.
Okay, let's shift to Malaysian political and social news. Some striking comments from former Chief Justice Tengku Maimun.
Yes, I saw that, mentioning a semblance of attempted judicial interference near the end of her term.
And saying politicians pose the biggest threat to the judiciary. Pretty strong words.
Very strong. And she also brought up the Indira Gandhi case again, questioning why the police haven't found the missing child.
It really puts a spotlight on judicial independence and accountability within the system.
Absolutely. A call for institutional integrity, really.
Also this week, the Urban Renewal Bill is heading to Dewan Rakyat on Thursday.
Important for sustainable development. Revitalizing older areas, making cities greener. A necessary step.
Now, this court ruling is interesting. The Court of Appeal decided online remarks meant just to annoy someone aren't a criminal offense.
Right. They declared parts of Section 233 of the Communications and Multimedia Act unconstitutional.
What does that mean for, say, freedom of speech online?
Well, it potentially narrows the scope of what can be prosecuted. It's seen as a win for digital freedom of expression, pushing back against overly broad interpretations of causing annoyance. Sets a clearer boundary, perhaps.
Got it. And then there's the armed forces canceling the lease for 4 Black Hawk helicopters?
After that warning from King Sultan Ibrahim about acquiring used aircraft.
Yeah.
RM187 million lease, I believe.
So a focus on prudence and maybe safety standards and procurement.
Seems like it. The King's intervention definitely underscores a push for transparency and best practices there.
Finally, on the local front, My Digital ID is set to become the only login for MyJPJ and MyBayar PDRM soon.
A big move towards centralizing digital government services, streamlining things.
Enhancing security, too, maybe.
Potentially. But it also raises those, digital divide questions. Making sure everyone can access essential services as things move online becomes even more critical.
Okay, let's look internationally. Intel's turnaround efforts are getting some interesting potential backing.
Beyond SoftBank's $2 billion stake, you mean?
Yes, there's talk of the Trump administration potentially taking a 10% equity stake by converting CHIPS Act grants.
That would make the U.S. government Intel's largest shareholder. That's highly unusual for the U.S.
Blurring lines between public funding and direct ownership.
Absolutely. It really highlights how critical chip manufacturing is seen for national security and economic interests. Could set quite a precedent.
Meanwhile, NVIDIA is apparently developing a more powerful AI chip for China, the B30A.
Based on their latest tech, yes. It's NVIDIA trying to thread the needle, navigating U.S. export restrictions while still serving that huge Chinese market. A tricky balancing act.
It shows the ongoing tech tensions, doesn't it?
For sure. It's a constant strategic game in the semiconductor world.
And President Trump has expanded metal tariffs again.
Yes, hitting over 400 consumer items now. Motorcycles, baby gear, all sorts of things. Apparently with very little notice.
Ouch. That must be causing headaches for importers.
Big headaches. Increased costs, supply chain disruptions. It ripples through to consumers eventually.
Connecting that to the region, there are some doubts emerging about Indonesia meeting its 2026 budget deficit target.
Yeah, analysts are pointing to President Prabowo's spending promises, which sound quite populist, without clear new tax measures to fund them.
So a potential clash between promises and fiscal reality.
That's the concern. Spending outpacing revenue could strain their finances down the line. Classic economic tension.
And lastly, an interesting trend in Malaysia. Sharia-compliant gold investing seems to be really taking off.
Evidenced by that new high-security vault in Nilai. Right. Catering to growing demand.
What's driving that, do you think?
Well, gold fits well within Sharia principles. It's tangible, doesn't bear interest. It points to a broader growth in ethical and faith-based investing preferences. People are looking for alternatives.
So wrapping things up, we've seen corporate shakeups, big tech investments, legal shifts, global trade tensions. It's a complex picture.
It really is. Everything feels interconnected, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Local corporate moves influenced by global tech trends, government policy impacting company profits directly, legal rulings shaping online lives.
What does this all mean for you, the listener? Each piece, small or large, adds to understanding these broader shifts.
Indeed. It makes you think about adaptability, doesn't it? How quickly things change. The focus on green energy, digital identity, judicial independence, these aren't just headlines. They're shaping the future we'll all be navigating. Lots to keep an eye on.
For more deep dives into the stories that matter to your money, make sure to subscribe to the Malaysia Money Matters podcast.
Hey there, thanks for tuning in. If you would like a deeper dive into all the investment opportunities from today's news, subscribe to my newsletter at moneymatters.substack.com. I will be sharing a deeper analysis of the key investment opportunities from today's news, including what makes these opportunities stand out and how they fit into the broader market trends. By subscribing to the Malaysia Money Matters newsletter, you will also get exclusive insights on my watch list and portfolio and fundamental reports on Malaysian listed companies.